Guys, what's going on there YouTube? This is SCL0320 representing JVS. Real quick, this is my best version review of the Suicide Squad extended cut as best I can. I'm not going to add any kind of like edits or refinements or anything like that because I don't have any source material to actually go back to add to it. I will say this. The movie itself, all the different things that they added to it do help flesh out the fluidity and some of the pacing issues that were jarred and messed up because of the edits. I'll say this. If you haven't seen the movie, I definitely recommend you check it out. This is going to be kind of spoiler heavy. The first extended sequence that I think that was most prevalent was when Joker and Harley, basically in Arkham Asylum, and Joker not only kind of coerced her and talked with her, but she brought him like a kitten, and that was an interesting conversation. But when she was like, okay, I can help you essentially, and then he of course breaks out, straps her down, and like he has this whole added dialogue. And I'm gonna have to say this: Jared Leto's ferocity and his just like on point like method acting in that was scary. Like that one sequence was scarier than the sequence he did with the security guard. And I was like, this dude is insane. There's another sequence with him and her towards the latter end, not right before the the Ace chemicals, but before that, when randomly Harley Quinn was looking at a motorcycle, and like freaking Margot Robbie's character is Harley Quinzel went after Jared Leto because she's obsessed with him. Like she's obsessed with the Joker, and he didn't want to be around her. He basically was like, he's starting to fall for her, but he's more afraid, I guess, of falling for her than anything else. Because she ended up like some guy came up as a trucker, and he sat there and did something and said something to both of them. She just shot him. And then she pointed to get a gun at the Joker. He's just like, oh, kill me. Like, this is good. You know what I'm saying? Do it. And it's like the way that Margot Robbie delivered that sequence where she was crying, emoting, and Jared Leto was playing. I don't know why they removed that. That sequence in itself was golden. And then another sequence with the whole entire group, which was the bar sequence. The bar sequence when they all were kind of like getting their own drinks and stuff like that, and then finally like Margot Robbie started kind of probing people again, and you caught wind of their dynamics, and then all of a sudden Diablo just basically outspokes to Deadshot, and was kind of like, yo, you let him do this, you let him kind of do this against you, and like you let Flag play you, and I was just like, why is he projecting right now? And then all of a sudden everybody kind of started trying to bicker amongst themselves because they were already defeated. And then it fleshed out to a better scene when Diablo revealed why he was doing that, why he's so angry, why when he gets angry he gets, does all this. There's also another sequence that probably nobody's going to talk about, is when Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, she just starts antagonizing everybody. She starts breaking them down, like asking them random questions and kind of like belittling them, and she's projecting because that's what Mr. J did to her. And I thought that was so good, because the thing about this movie that they try to shine away from is showing Jared Leto's Joker as abusive, but that's the dynamics of their relationship. He is evil, he is abusive to everyone. Why would he not be? Yes, he might love her in his own crazy, sick, sadistic way, but there's definitely abuse there that's implied. But they removed any kind of nudges of, those things. And that's the thing I think that takes away from the movie. A lot of people are wondering about the grenade sequence and half blown off face Jared Leto. That's not in this extended cut, unfortunately. I haven't gone through the deleted scenes just yet. The sequence where they're on the helicopter and he pushes her off, that's not there yet. The sequence with Common, where basically Jared Leto's Joker makes Harley Quinn go and be with Common, then for him to kind of like pull her back and make Common kill himself, it's not even in the extended cut. So I think that those moments are pulled away. But if you enjoyed the movie initially and you thought it was a fun movie, I think you're gonna enjoy the different nudges. Especially if you've seen it more, if you've seen the movie more than 3 times, you will notice all the certain small details. There was a sequence with Amanda Waller towards the middle of the movie, that there's added dialogue with Rick Flag and with Deadshot and her right before she kills all of those guys. And there's a lot of Rick Flag and Deadshot sequences that I didn't see, and it flushes out their relationship better because the June Moon and Rick Flag stuff, they totally cut that whole relationship out. I can still tell the edits in post that they just removed all that. The whole concept of their relationship was just rushed. It was a lot more slowed down in this one. But for the most part, it was definitely rushed. Deadshot, I think, got the most amount of added sequences besides Harley, because there's one sequence with Deadshot. He was looking into, he was in his cell and he was looking into the windowsill, and he kept on hearing his daughter's voice, and that was the only thing that was keeping him sane for the 9 months he was already in prison. I'm trying to think of anything else. Killer Croc got an interesting extended sequence where he's like fed a goat and he eats it. And I was like, it was weird because David Ayer was actually in that sequence. Shout out to David Ayer on that one. But then what happened? He later on was in the helicopter ride and he got sick and threw up parts of the goat. Now they removed the sequence that continues that, where he throws it up and then regurgitates it back and then eats it again. I was like, why did they? I feel like the movie itself could have been a rated R film. I don't care what David Ayer says. The sequences they removed, which is the abusive moments, the moments of extreme terror, and then the moments with like gross and violent things, those are still taken out of this film. And I gotta say, the moment that I looked at Jared Leto's character, have Margot Robbie's pinned down versus the regular theatrical version, those are like night and day sequences, because it was real fear that I kind of felt instead of this like jarring kind of like purple and stuff and was rushed through. I think that they took their time with the sequences they did have in this one, and they fleshed out the story a little bit better, and just in a progressional standpoint. Like, even though it's only 11 minutes, it's not like they just kind of like, wow, this is one scene. Like, I could tell those moments in different sequences that allowed the pace and the flow to go a lot better. But to me, I mean, I would give the movie, whatever I gave it before, I would add 5 more points to it. But I can't get anything more than that, because they still, I know for a fact, they tempered this film. They kept it from where it could have gone. And in addition to keeping it where it could have gone, even with the extended cut, they didn't put in the stuff that they could have put back in. I could tell there was still more sequences. I don't know. I wish and I hope that there's actual deleted scenes, but I'm about to find out. So if I can't remember what I gave the movie. I don't remember what I gave the movie. I think I gave it like an 8.5 out of 10. Maybe I pushed it. I don't remember. Maybe I gave it an 8. I don't know. But I know for a fact that the sequences that I saw, I really enjoyed. Specifically the Margot Robbie sequences, specifically even the Deadshot sequences, but definitely the Jared Leto sequences that I did get, which was only maybe like 2 to 3. The ones that I was waiting for, if they gave me that grenade, sequence and showed me, I would have loved it so much more. And that leads me to believe that whole Enchantress ending was totally different. That's what they went and did those reshoots for. That whole rain sequence and stuff like that, I think that was completely kaput. I don't think that was in there whatsoever, especially when I went and read the book. But anyway, that's my final thoughts on it. Hopefully y'all enjoyed my kind of in-depth review for the extended cut for Suicide Squad. I'm about to put up my live commentary. That'll be up probably by in the morning. But keep it locked. JVS ain't gonna stop. Y'all have a blessed night. Peace.